Further, why Rosso di Montalcino is a better buy than Brunello. That statement is what we're going to talk about right now. Welcome back to Drinking It In. I am your host, Chris Casara. Today we are going to talk about Rosso di Montalcino. These are wines that people still don't understand, or I think they still don't understand, nor do they realize how amazing they are. Further, why Rosso di Montalcino is a better buy than Brunello. That statement is what we're going to talk about right now. So Brunello di Montalcino, right? Just saying that name, it conjures up thoughts of elegance, power, and price tags for wine that are generally around or above the $100 a bottle mark. But what if I told you that its little brother, Rosso di Montalcino, might actually be the smarter buy right now? And I've been beating this drum for quite a bit, and I think it is even more relevant today. Stick around because we're going to dive into why Rosso di Montalcino is offering some of the best value in Italian wine, how to find the best bottles, vintages, and even how long to age them. All right, let's start with the basics. Rosso di Montalcino, it's made in the same area as Brunello, Montalcino. Rosso di Montalcino, Brunello di Montalcino. Right, it's a gorgeous town in southern Italy. I've been there once. A fun story. My wife and I did a bicycle tour in Tuscany about 15 years ago, and one day's itinerary ended, the ride ended in Montalcino. Lovely, right? But the problem is the town of Montalcino is at the top of a long uphill climb, and at that day, Montalcino beat us, and we took the easy way out. We took the van. All right, back to the wine. Rosso is made from the same grape as Brunello, right? They're both 100% Sangioveses, but unlike Brunello, which has to be aged for a minimum of 5 years in oak and bottle, Rosso only needs to be aged for 1 year, and they don't have any oak requirements. So what this means is that these wines are lighter, fresher, much more approachable, and when young, right? You'll likely see 2023 Rossos available now on store shelves. But right now we're waiting for the 2020 Brunellos to hit the shelves. But let's talk cost. A Brunello, $60 to $200 generally, right? Where Rosso di Montalcino can land between, can land between 20 and 35. These are incredible values coming from the same region and sometimes, often, the same vines. So here's a little secret, right? Many producers will use Rosso as a way to release younger juice, right? But in some cases, it's actually declassified Brunello. Thanks, Chris. What the hell does declassified mean? So sometimes the fruit, right, may come from younger vines, right? Same area, but younger vines. Sometimes its juice doesn't make the strict Brunello selection that the winemakers have. And sometimes in rough vintages, winemakers just skip making Brunello entirely and bottle everything as Rosso. So that's sort of a little more on the declassification process. When that happens, you're basically getting near Brunello quality at, a third of the price. Some current trends, I think, to review. I mean, here's what's changing, right? Thanks to climate change, Rosso di Montalcino is getting riper, more structured, and more complex. That means more depth, it's more serious, even though it doesn't have long oak aging. And it has a broader appeal to younger drinkers, as they're forcing producers, right? Maybe not forced, but they're pushing them towards shifting towards wines that are fresh, food-friendly, and affordable. And Rosso, as a result, is getting more love on tables and wine lists around the world. When I'm in an Italian restaurant with a group, I just look for a Rosso di Montalcino because it's going to be universally enjoyed. It happens all the time. Now, I guess it's time to talk about why you should be buying these wines for your cellar, not just for Tuesday night. My strategy is to stock up on wines from heralded vintages first. After that, I stick to producers regardless of vintage. I'll go through my favorite producers in a little bit towards the end of the video. Right now, my two favorite vintages to target are 2019 and 2022. Load up on those. 2019 is probably tough to find now, but 2022 are still plentiful on the shelves. And while you can buy, pop, and pour these wines, I encourage you to be patient with them and let them age, because they do improve as time goes by. Much like Grand Cru Beaujolais, let these wines age. Now, that being said, if you want to drink them now, right, I'm just happy that you actually bought one. When these wines are young, right, they tend to be loaded with bright cherry fruit, some herbs and spice. As they age and they mature a bit, they can develop some dried flowers, leaves, forest floor, and really something that does taste like a Brunello. Rosso di Montalcino, super versatile at the table. Think roasted chicken, pork chops, tomato sauce, pizza, even a mushroom risotto, right? It has enough acidity to stand up to bigger foods, but it's also soft enough to just open the bottle and sip it by itself on a nice Wednesday evening. I guess some final thoughts here, right? I think we need to stop thinking of Rosso di Montalcino as a baby Brunello. It's a category of its own. It's a great way to explore the area of Montalcino. Notice I didn't say terroir because I hate that word and I think I sound awful saying that. And you don't need to empty your wallet to do so. All right, now time for some of my favorite producers. If you've been following me for a while, you're familiar with these guys, but let's go through them. In no particular, well, probably alphabetical order. Argiano, Altasino, Ciacci Piccolomini, Caparzo, Caprilli, Poggio Antico, Poggio Il Sotto, Poggio Salvi, and Voliero, right? There are plenty of others. Like I could go on with that list. I could tell you Valdicava, but that Rosso is going to cost you about $80. But that'll at least get you started, right? In the end, if you enjoy red wine and you want to drink smarter, right, Rosso di Montalcino should be at the top of your list. That's all I've got. Have you guys tried Rosso di Montalcino? If you have and you have some favorites, let me know in the comments. And if you've enjoyed this video, if you've gotten this far, good Lord, thank you so much. Don't forget to like, subscribe, ring that bell for more of this wine wisdom, and I will talk to you soon.